Hi everyone, welcome back. Today I'm here with new questions. Before I start solving this question, I want to talk about a little bit list comprehensions. Rather than creating an empty list and adding each element to the end, which we already resolved such questions, you simplify, define the list and its content at the same time. These comprehensions provide us with a simple way to create a list based on iterable. During the creation, elements from the iterable can be conditionally included in the new list and transformed as needed. Okay, I'm gonna give you an example. These questions is not related with the question we're gonna resolve right after the explanation. This is just a quick explanation how we can use the list comprehensions. So let me write here, let me use this part for this example. Suppose we want to create an output list which contains square of all the numbers from 1 to 9. Let's have to do this using for loop and list comprehension. Let me write down the question. This is a really easy question, and let me put them into row. Yeah, here. This is the easy question. Then we're gonna move our main questions. Okay, so this question is asking, we want to create the output list which contains the square all of the numbers from 1 to 9, and I want to show you two ways how to manage the list comprehensions and the for loop related output. Okay, so generally when we resolve this kind of question, we use for let's say for 1 var in range 1 through 10. Okay, so the question is asking for contains the square of all numbers, so we're gonna use the list outside the for loop is empty list, right? So let's call it output list. So the output list is gonna be empty list. Okay, and right after that we're gonna append whatever we produce during the for loop, append it to the empty list that we created out of the for loop. Output list append, so the var it's asking for the square of all the numbers, right? So we are taking the square of the variables inside the iteration of range 1 through 10. Okay, so the output is gonna be print output list. So let's run. Yeah, this is our output. Okay, there is another way which is so easy that we can use the list comprehension. What the list comprehension does is you can create your own codes in one same line. How? So let's do it here. List using comprehension, so we don't have to create an empty list and append whatever we generated right after the for loop. List comprehension is gonna be more easy at the beginning. Trust me, kinda confusing. So let's start. So we're gonna use the empty square bracket, and the result is gonna be the output. So you're gonna write down the first output what you expect from your code. Okay, so we are looking for the square of the numbers, var square, and then for var which is the variable that we are using in the output, for I or for var in range 1 through 10. So this is gonna give us exactly what we want. What did we do in our first for loop, right? Okay, let's run. So see, so output doesn't change, so it gives us exactly the same numbers. So we can use list comprehension in order to get the same result with append. And I recommend you to use list comprehension for the sum question, not all the question, but this kind of question, list comprehension, is the better and Pythonic way, by the way. Okay, let's look at the main question. What we can do for the main question is, so in this question is asking for write Python list comprehension to solve each of the following, and this question has too many different questions, and I'm gonna resolve each question in each videos because I don't wanna record too long videos and I don't wanna bore you. Okay, so the question is asking write a program that creates and prints a list of square root of integer from 1 through 100, each rounded 2 decimal places. Let's work on the question, and it is asking for square root, so we're gonna use math library to import square root function. So you can solve this question as I already explained with append method, for loop method, and this is just a regular method, but we're gonna resolve it with the list comprehension. So we're gonna call the list comprehension and store the output in L variable and open square bracket, and what we're gonna do firstly, what we expect from the output, from the codes as output, then the first thing is gonna be our output. So we are expecting from this list comprehension square root of I, right? This is our variable is I, we assign, and we are expecting square root of I, and it's going to be rounded by 2 decimal place because it's asking for, and right then for I in range 1 to 100 because it's asking the integer from 100 to 1 to 100. Okay, generally I use this way, but if you are confused, then so this part is representing the output, this part is the for loop. So here the output is end of the list, but here in the list comprehension the output what we expect is at the beginning of the codes. Generally you can classify the list comprehension like that, or you can write the same way. Let's run it, but we have to call print L, right, first. Okay, we print out the output, but you can directly do something like that again. So if you are confused how you're gonna set up the for loop, so the first of all we can write down the for parts. For I in range, this is the general way you do all the time, and this is what we expect for loop. For loop is gonna be run all the time until 100. Then what you expect as output, then right here round square root I, and it's gonna be 2 decimal place, and this is what we expect as output. So you can think like that, and you don't have any sign right end of the for loop in this time because we are using the square bracket for the list comprehension. So this is it. Have a wonderful day, guys.